everybody liked that video that we had going there. I always enjoy that one. Let me see. Can you see my screen? That's the first question that I always have to ask.
Not yet.
Okay. So let me get it going here. And it should be my PowerPoint slide.
Yep, we're seeing that. We're seeing it in speaker mode, so we are seeing the thumbnails on the left.
Oh, okay. Let me get you to the right screen then. How's that?
Perfect.
All right, I got it right. Thank you very much. Well,
you bet.
There we go. Thanks everybody again for being here. My name is George Klippel. I'm the Director of Channel Sales with LiveU, and today we're here to talk about our LiveU Solo. It is one of our products that brings you the highest quality live streaming video from anywhere. So I am going to do a demo, I promise, but I do have a couple of quick slides that I want to run through with you. So first off, I want to, sorry. There we go. I want to tell you a little bit about the company just in case you don't know who LiveU is. We were founded in 2006. We are the experts in live video solutions. We are the inventor and patent holder of IP-based video over bonded cellular network technology. We have about 5,000 customers, end user customers, and that equates to around 20,000 units globally. And we're producing just a ton of content. And we have a wide product portfolio that's out there. Portable units that are what we call encoders, contribution encoders, decoders, IP-based solutions. But today we're really focusing in on this one product right here, what we call our entry-level product, the LiveU Solo. Now it may be called entry-level, but it has the same ingrained deep technology that all of our products, even at the highest end, which is our LU800 with 5G technology, has inside of it. So what is the LiveU Solo? It's a wireless streaming encoder. It streams high quality and reliable video directly from a camera or a switcher, if you will, to a social media platform, a CDN, or any online destination that you want. It combines multiple internet connections for bonded streaming. And I'll explain that more in a little bit as we go through this presentation. Then I'll show you at the end when we do our demo. The markets that are really designed for the Solo is essentially almost any market you could think of, whether it's broadcasting, education, corporate and events, sports in particular, houses of worship, conference trade shows, ad agencies, you name it. Pretty much anyone out there today uses this product. To name a few of our customers, you may have heard of the Washington Post, the Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, the Humane Society, Cirque du Soleil, MTV. This is just a few of the customers that are out there using the technology that we have. Plus, we have some really great technology partners, including Facebook and YouTube, Microsoft Teams, Twitch, Wowza, and Akamai, to name a few. Now, I don't want to go into too deep of a technical dive today. But I know some of you out there love technology and love getting deep down into the dirt, so I'm going to go into it a little bit. But one connection is not enough when you're talking about streaming. So we leverage what is called bonding technology, and it's used by all of our products today and in our top broadcast products. So Solo combines up to 4 bonded network connections. 2 of those connections are cellular, and the other 2 are Ethernet and Wi-Fi. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll take an SDI or HDMI camera input or an output from a switcher into the device. And then we use those connections, the cellular, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, as essentially bonding them together into a big fat pipe and send the signal out across the internet using our cloud bonding service. And it comes out the other end as an RTMP source or an RTMPS source, and goes to any destination of your choice: Periscope, Restream.io, LinkedIn, Wowza, you name it, it can go there. And that's essentially how it works. But the key to our success with LiveU Solo and a lot of our products is our patented LRT, which is what we call LiveU Reliable Transport. That does packet ordering, dynamic forward error correction, acknowledge and resend, and what we call adaptive bitrate encoding. Now, I'm not going to read all the words underneath each one of these little areas, but essentially what these four things do is make sure that every time you're doing a stream, that all of your packets arrive in the right order and the way that they're supposed to arrive at the destination. So things like lip sync and the quality of the video and the sync of the video is always in perfect sync. And you can see this on the next slide that I'm going to show you. We did a two-way test between a smartphone and LiveU Solo using LRT. And you'll see the example here as I scroll through this. The difference it is between a smartphone just using a single cell phone, where a LiveU Solo is using multiple connections and our LRT. On the left is the smartphone, on the right is the Solo, and you can see the difference in the image quality where the LRT is able to use this packet ordering, forward error correction, etc., and gives you a much better signal quality as well as an image compared to that of what you get with just a smartphone trying to get a signal in the same area. My particular favorite is the little turtles here in the very beginning, where you can really see the difference between the quality of the image. And this is because of the LRT and the bonding of the multiple sources together. Now, a couple of use cases in online news, for example, like the Huffington Post, they use Solo to promote event coverage, high-profile interviews after some of the shows that they do, to online chats for popular shows that they have, and they send these out to like Facebook Live, and this has really helped them increase their audience share and participation. The London Theatre Company does the same thing for backstage live show interviews, and they interview the actors that go to the London Theatre Company, and it really increased their live fan engagement, if you will. Houses of Worship, a huge audience for our Solo users. Global Fire Creative in the UK, when the global pandemic hit with COVID-19, they were using the Solo to stream funerals in the UK because people were not allowed to come out and pay the respects at funerals, for example. So Solo is used in many different ways, and again, it's used by many different verticals out there in the world, and it's just a wonderful product that is finding many different use cases. A lot of people ask about pricing, of course, and models. The models that we offer are the HDMI and the SDI. The HDMI model on its own stands at $995 MSRP, and the Solo SDI model stands at $1495 MSRP. And then the LRT, LiveU Reliable Transport, is $45 per month or $450 per year. Same thing for the Solo SDI. And these standalone models are what we call BYOM, or bring your own modem. And that means basically you go out and you find your own modems, or if you already have modems, or if you're using just Ethernet, you could use it with just Ethernet or Wi-Fi. And that's the cheapest models that we have and the cheapest price points that we have. And again, these are MSRP prices. But last year, we offered something really cool and something very innovative, and this was brought on by requests by our many customers. They wanted a better out-of-the-box experience, so we came out with something called Solo Connect, where we're offering unlimited data plans that are through AT&T and Verizon just for our Solo customers. So what we've done now is we include the unit plus certified modems and LRT plus a data plan we'll talk about in a second at one price. So now what you do is you actually can buy the unit plus either 2 modems or a 3 modem, what we call a starter kit. So you can get 2 modems at $450 or 3 modems at $650 to add to your Solo kit. So when you get it, it's all ready to go right out of the box, ready to stream. And how that changes things in the pricing is on the 2 modem kit for the HDMI, it's $1445 or $1945 for the SDI. And on the 3 modem kit, it's $1645 or $2145 for the SDI unit. And just one other thing to point out, on the 3 modem kit, you get an AT&T Nighthawk puck, if you will, which does both Ethernet and Wi-Fi. So it gives you the ability to have another connection that could do either or, Ethernet and Wi-Fi. So it's a pretty nice selection with the 3rd modem kit. And then finally, the unlimited data plan that I mentioned. So instead of going out and trying to get to data on your own, you can get a 2 modem plan, unlimited data plan for Verizon and AT&T at $295 a month or $29.50 for the year, $435 a month for the 3 modem plan, or $43.50 for the year for the 3 modem plan. So you save a little bit if you do the annual plan versus the month-to-month plan. And last but not least, before I jump into the demo, the Solo Connect, really the benefits of the whole thing is an excellent out-of-the-box experience. You get everything all at once, and it's really, the nice thing about it is that you're ready to stream right away. All the equipment is provided by LiveU. It's certified and tested by us. One vendor to deal with for all your billing and support, and the LRT is included with the purchase. So that's all of the slides that I have. I hope I didn't bore you there with the first few minutes of going through slides and all that and whatnot. But I want to move over and do the demo now and switch my screen over to my web page. So I hope you can see my web page now and not the PowerPoint anymore. Can you?
Yeah, we're seeing the web page.
Okay, perfect. That's good news. I got that one right. So behind me, hopefully you can see I've got my camera here connected to the unit. And I'm going to turn my camera on. And I want to show you guys the Solo unit here. So you'll see through the screen there, the Solo unit, it's pretty small. It's only weighs about a pound, fits in your hand. It comes with the 2 modems. I've got the 2 modem kit here. It comes with a pouch already built in. It's a clip-on belt pouch that comes with it. It has a little preview screen that can show you what's playing on the camera that you've got plugged in. And it has a SDI and HDMI port on one side here. So I've got my HDMI plugged in, and here's a little SDI cover for the SDI input on this side. On the other side, I've got an Ethernet port for the plug-in for the Ethernet. And as I also mentioned, it also has Wi-Fi built in, but that's really it. It's real light and easy to use. You can also get a cold shoe mount for this, so it can mount right on top of a camera if you want to use it that way. So pretty easy, pretty simple to connect and use, and really plug and play simple. The interface that you're looking at right here is called the Solo Portal. And the Solo Portal is where you manage everything that you do with the Solo. You can have multiple units in the Solo Portal. So if you're using more than one, they can all be added here and managed through this one interface. And you see mine is called Georgia's Solo. So there it is right there. You have the status window here, which tells you what your input is from your camera, the current bandwidth. We're not running anything yet, so you'll see something in a minute show up there. Your LRT, whether it's on or off, the zone that you're streaming from. There's different zones depending where you are in different countries. So if you're using this in different areas, it selects the zone automatically for you, or you can select it, individually. But usually it selects the zone that you're closest to based on the area where you're signing in from. And then you have a couple other things up here like analytics, connections. This is where you can select whether you want to use Ethernet, if you're using Wi-Fi. So you can just look where, when you select Wi-Fi, what Wi-Fi is available to you, which networks you want to join. All of that's available to you right from within the interface. We also have different things for subscriptions. Support is built in. Knowledge base is built in right from within the interface. So very nice user interface experience. To stream from the Solo, it's very straightforward and again, very simple to do. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. The first thing you do is just select destination. You're just telling the Solo, where do you want to send your signal from your camera or the output from your switcher? Where do you want to send it to? So the first thing you do is click on this button here called Select New Destination. When you do that, the first thing you'll do is get our destinations page. The top of the page is one-touch streaming. So we have one-touch streaming with all of these different vendors here, Twitch and Vimeo and LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, etc. What that means is if you're the admin of one of these pages, you'll be able to just simply do a one-touch stream, meaning you don't have to go get the stream key and the URL from that page and do it manually. You can just simply sign into the account as an admin and just do a stream right to the Facebook page or YouTube page or wherever you want to go without having to get all that information. So I'll show you an example here. I have my Facebook page, my tech corner from LiveU already signed in as the admin. I'll sign into the Facebook destination as logged into my Facebook. I've already been logged in, so I don't have to do anything else there. I'll click on Facebook. And then this screen comes up here. It tells me to add a title. So I'm going to do, I'll call it Facebook demo. And say, nothing is on my mind. And I can select my profile, what size I want it to be. I have a bunch of different built-in selections here. And I can select whichever one I want. I can select where I want to stream it to. So if you have multiple Facebook book groups that you're an admin for, you can have those all saved here. In this case, I'm going to send it to my Tech Corner page. I could do scheduled events. I could do live events, and I can even do a preview event, which is really great if you're waiting for somebody to come out to do a presentation and you just don't know when they're going to come out, like a mayor or somebody in a city council meeting, and you want to get the preview going so it's streaming and ready to go live as soon as they come out. You can do a preview event. But in this case, in the demo, we're just going to go live. You also have all the normal things that you'd expect from Facebook posting, like tags and location. You could do post control, audience restrictions, and all of those things as well. But in this case, we'll just keep it very basic. All I do next is hit submit once I finish with that information. As soon as I hit submit, the unit is going to say, okay, I've got all this in here that I want. It comes back and says your solo unit is configured. I get the destination up here. It says, hey, everything is good to go. It's all configured. Now, what do you want to do? I want to go live. So I'm going to sit here and say, go live. I can say go live right on the interface here, or I can even do go live right on the unit itself just by hitting the go live button. And then the next thing you're going to see on the interface is that you'll see the input bandwidth start up, and then you'll see a preview window come up here. So there goes the bandwidth. So that means I'm starting to stream. The preview window is starting to gather the preview, and you'll see the picture come up right away. And as soon as that comes up, that means I'm streaming out to my destination on my Facebook page. And then I can actually turn over and go and see, what am I showing? What am I looking at on my page? And then if I go over to my page in Facebook, all I have to do is hit refresh here, and then I'll see what I'm streaming out live on my Facebook page. So that's what I'm streaming out here, is the picture from my camera. I can go full screen. I can treat this just like any other post. I can comment on it. I can like it. It can be shared. And it's that simple. There's no need to do anything else. It's just one click, posting, and it goes out and it's streaming. So there's showing the current bandwidth. It shows my broadcast is live, and there's my preview. Shows me that I did a like on it and everything else. So right from within the screen, without having to go out and get a stream key and manually do it, we're able to do this, what we call a one-touch stream, just like that, out to my Facebook page. So again, there it is. I can minimize it, boost it, whatever I want to do with it, just like that. And you can probably tell I'm in Pittsburgh with the terrible towel. That's where I am, by the way, but that's how easy it is. Now I can stop the stream just, again, here or right on the unit itself and click stop. You get a confirmation that says the stream is stopped successfully. And then you'll see that the preview goes away, the live stream stopped. Again, you're always getting notifications of what you're doing as you go through this, and then you're done. The stream will stop over on the tech page, and then it archives it just like it does a normal Facebook post. And then basically you can delete it. You can do whatever you want to do with it, and save it or do whatever. So that's how you do a quick post on what we call a one-touch streaming. Now below one touch streaming, we have a bunch of additional streaming destinations, all of these down here that are things like Microsoft Teams and Kaltura and Akamai and generic RTMP and ULA and VidPresso. And these are destinations where you can select one, but that's where you need to get your primary URL and the stream key and do those manually. So I'm going to show you how to do one of those to another destination, and we'll do this one to YouTube. So YouTube is a one-touch up here, so I could do a one-touch, but I want to show you a generic RTMP real quick to YouTube. So here's my YouTube account right here, and I've got my stream key and everything else in my stream URL. But just like before in the solo page, now I'm going to just say destination name is my YouTube test for demo. And again, I can select a profile if I want to. I can do, whatever I want to do with it. And then I go get my primary ingress URL and my stream key. So I come back over to YouTube, and here's my stream key. I copy that. I go back over to Solo and just put in my stream key by pasting it, and then back over to YouTube to get my stream URL. Copy and paste. And again, I want to paste the right thing. Paste. There we go. I submit that. And then it says, again, Solo is configured. I say go live. Stream is started successfully. And then I go back to my YouTube page here. And then I should see my stream come alive based on the stream key and what I set up through the generic RTMP. So there's my live stream connecting. And in a second, you'll see the picture come up. There's the picture. And then if I go back to my YouTube page, I should be able to hit refresh on my YouTube page. And there it is. So again, you could do these one-touch streams, or you can do these generic RTMPs by getting the stream key, pasting and copying them in. But again, it's really that simple to do when you're working with the Solo unit. And then finally, I wanted to show one more because a lot of people are using Twitch, and I wanted to do that for you. And then just before I do that, let me just show you up here. This is showing the bandwidth. It tracks your bandwidth that you're using, what your input is. It tells you what your input is, what you're connected to, how many devices are connected, etc. As you're doing these events. And once you make a generic RTMP, like in this case, it's a generic RTMP, the destination is YouTube. And when I stop it, you'll notice at the very bottom, when we go down, once it stops here, you'll see at the very bottom, when we select new destination again, it will save these RTMP or generic destinations that you create. It'll actually save them so you can reuse them if you want as a saved destination. So the last one I'm going to do is to Twitch. So I have a Twitch account open here, and my son uses Twitch a lot. I don't use Twitch a lot, but I do have one for testing and for this purpose, for demos. But again, because I'm set up as an admin to Twitch, it already has an ingress and stream key automatically populated. My ingest server, I'm going to select Chicago, Illinois, and I'll put in a widescreen, and I'll put in, let's see, streaming media demo. And then all I do again is just hit submit, and then it's going to sit there and it says Solo unit is configured. Now, in this case, I wanted to show you here is on the front of the unit, you can go live just by hitting on the front of, sitting on the front of the unit and hitting the record button, which is this one right here. You just hit it one time, and it's probably hard to see, but it says connecting, and then you should see the unit start to stream on the on the interface there. So it starts to, do you see the blue? I don't know if you could see it there or not, but there you go. The bandwidth just turned on. Notice that there. The bandwidth just started. And then if we go over to our Twitch page, you should see my stream come on. So you could start from the unit. You could start and stop the stream from the unit without having to be in front of an interface. So if you have a profile set up like to Twitch or to YouTube or to Facebook or another place or another destination, you could actually be in the field without a computer or without anything else and actually start the unit and stop the unit remotely without having to have the computer with you and be able to do your live shot, and it will go automatically to the destination of your choice, in this case, Twitch, and you don't have to have the computer in front of you and using it and having that additional piece of equipment or bulk equipment with you while you're doing your stream. And then the same thing when you're done. Again, it may be hard to see. I'll try and hold it closer here with the glare there, but you just push your end record, and it will stop the recording. And you'll see on the interface here, I didn't move any of the mouse or anything like that. It'll stop like it just did, and the bandwidth stopped, and the stream stopped, and now it's done. So that's simple. And my Twitch stream is over. The video is done on Twitch, and I'm ready to do another post or do another stream from the solo unit. So in a nutshell, that's a high-level overview of what the Solo does and what the LiveU Solo is all about. I hope that was a good overview and something that you guys were looking for and wanted to see today, and answered a lot of your questions. And I'll turn it over to the folks at Streaming Media for any questions that we might have.
Excellent. That was outstanding, George. Thanks so much. We've got about 9 questions here, so
great.
Hopefully we'll have, I think we should have time to get through them all. First question is from Bill Memes. Can you talk about latency a bit more? Is this dynamic, or is it set it and forget it?
Well, really, latency is all dependent on the end CDN. It's not really up to LiveU on the solo unit itself. It depends on the CDN you go to, right? So if you go to Facebook, for example, you could have a delay that varies from 10 seconds to 18 seconds. It could be that much different, right? And depends on, like YouTube, they have ultra low latency now built in. So if you use their ultra low latency selection for YouTube versus their standard latency, it'll vary. So it is variable, the latency on how you decide or who you decide to stream with. There's other companies out there, like, for example, Kaltura and Akamai Pay Services CDNs that offer very low latency, but you have to pay for that. So I hope that answers the question, but it is dependent mostly on the CDN that you decide to stream to.
Very good. Here's someone who says Jeffrey Miller says, as a LiveU Solo customer, we've been challenged to find compatible USB cellular devices, especially on Verizon. Any updates recently or forthcoming in that area?
Yeah, so on the we have a web page, go live. Let me just make sure I say this right, because I do get it wrong sometime. LiveU.go. Yeah, go solo. I should have this down perfectly by now. Go solo. Where's Joyce when I need her? Go solo.liveview.tv, I think it is. Yeah, go solo.live, this one. So on this page here, the go solo.tv, that's the one. If you go to About LiveU Solo, that section right here has a page on how to get USB modems. That's the most up-to-date information, but I would highly suggest that you take a look at getting our Connect Kit, the 2 USB modem Connect Kit, the AT&T and Verizon Connect Kit, or the 3 modem Connect Kit that I mentioned earlier that includes the Verizon modems. Those are the newest Verizon modems that are certified and tested by LiveU. That's what I would look at. But this page is the one that gets updated most frequently. That's on the GoSolo.tv page.
Excellent. Does the LiveU subscription or hardware allow for guaranteed quality upgrades, such as for higher resolutions or frame rate, when streaming directly to the LiveU partner platforms like Facebook, Microsoft Teams, etc., compared to your standard streaming restrictions or user account limits?
No, I think it does. It does not allow for that. No, it's the same for everybody. You'd get the same streaming quality for whatever platform that you're going to. It's going to be restricted by the individual platforms. So some platforms will. You can send a 1080 stream to a certain platform, and they'll downgrade it to 720, right? And so we will send the best quality that we can to that destination CDN. And if they take that 1080 quality in and stream it, then that's on them. And some will not take that high quality and they'll actually downgrade it a little bit. But all of the units, the solo units, will always get the same updates. And but it has nothing to do with our partnerships like with Facebook and YouTube or anybody else. So it's just really dependent on what the CDN decides to do with the stream. I hope that answered the question.
Okay, can the units allow streams to more than one service at once?
No, it's one-to-one. So when we do our streams, that's a great question, and a lot of people do streams to multiple destinations. They work with our partners, Restream.io or Switchboard. And those are the two platforms that people use most often when they want to go to multiple destinations using a LiveU Solo.
Okay, Stefan Courtney, or Corty, pardon me, asks, can you prioritize network connections? For example, setting the LAN to high priority and cellular to low priority as a backup.
Yeah, that's a super great question. That feature is something that we have in our higher end products, but we do not yet have that in the Solo today. We call that least cost bonding in the high end products, but it's not available on the Solo today, and I don't know if it'll come to the Solo product in the future. But that is a great question. Thanks for asking that one.
Are you able to stream directly to Zoom from LiveU, or perhaps using Wirecast stream to Zoom using via Wirecast using a LiveU?
Yeah, so from LiveU directly to Zoom, no, not today. We can go to Microsoft Teams, absolutely, and a lot of people use this for that. Now through Wirecast, I'm not completely sure. We might be able to. I do know people use us to go to Zoom through NewTek, for example. So they may be able to use us going through Wirecast.
Okay. Can these devices be managed remotely so that the person streamed can also be the person doing the streaming?
Yes, absolutely. The Solo web portal, it's one of the things that people love is the ability to have people remote at home managing the streaming aspect of it while the photog or reporter or someone is out in the field doing the shoot. So yeah, absolutely. It's a web-based app, so they can remotely manage it and control the stream and set up the destinations from anywhere in the world, actually. So that's one of the nice features about it.
Okay, the next question actually says, can a remote producer monitor the Solo? That's sort of in the same ballpark, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Absolutely. As long as you give them permissions to do so, they can actually remotely monitor it from anywhere.
Michael Heiss is wondering, are there any 5G modems available that are certified for Solo?
Yeah, so there are no current 5G USB modems, but for example, I'm using here the Netgear Nighthawk, right? And so the Netgear Nighthawk, this one right here, is a 5G. It's the little one that comes with our 3 modem kit. This is 5G enabled, and so this is certified, and you can use this as a Wi-Fi hotspot or an Ethernet connection, and it has 5G built in. So it's 4G LTE and 5G capable. So if you're in an area that has 5G, this will run off of 5G when it connects to that tower.
Excellent. Keith Davidson says, I work for a telecom and we have our own CDN and cellular network. Is it possible for us to configure the LiveU to use our own CDN and network?
It's possible for you to send the output to your CDN as long as your CDN accepts RTMP, a generic RTMP or RTMPS stream. Absolutely.
Okay. If there is no Ethernet connection to bond, will cellular and Wi-Fi produce the same quality picture? That's a question people always have, right? Are they going to experience picture degradation when they go from Ethernet to Wi-Fi and or cellular?
Yeah, no, the picture quality will be as good. It's the connection. Ethernet's the best connection for sure. It's the most solid and reliable, right? But with our patented LRT that we talked about, the LiveU reliable transport, that's where the quality is going to be taken care of, right? So if you're connected with multiple modems and Wi-Fi, the quality is going to be there for sure. But if you from a stability standpoint, reliability standpoint for connection, Ethernet's always the best way to go. But you'll still be able to get a 1080 signal with good good Wi-Fi and cellular modems. Just that even if you didn't have Ethernet. So this unit doesn't require Ethernet to operate. That's for sure.
Okay, are solos available for rental or only the higher end models?
So solos are not available for rental through LiveU, but we do have some of our partners that rent solos, and you can get them through our partner channels, our channel partners. Some of them do rent them.
Okay. The web platform, is that available on a subscription basis or does it come free along with the hardware?
Yeah, it comes free along with your purchase, and it's included with your purchase, so there's no additional cost with that.
Okay. We got a bunch of questions here. We got time for a couple more. This is awesome. What service do you recommend, or are there services you recommend for doing graphic overlays?
Yeah, so there are some third-party services out there for graphic overlays, cloud-based services that we have in our knowledge base. I don't have those off the top of my head that I can think of right now. But I can, I can respond to that one in an email follow-up. But there are third-party companies that have cloud-based graphics that we do have people using for third-party graphic overlays. So cloud-based ones for sure.
Okay.
And I'll answer that in a follow-up email.
Excellent. Samuel Shalom is asking specifically about using a LiveU Solo on Nigerian 4G LTE networks. Can you talk about the compatibility globally with different cellular networks?
Yeah, we support, we are using, LiveU Solo is used in about, I think it's 136 different countries. We do have a list that's published on our website, and I'd be glad to provide that to anybody who needs it or wants it. And I'll do that as well as a follow-up in an email, but it is published on our website.
Terrific. And our last question, we don't get a lot of these, and I sometimes am hesitant to ask speakers to compare their products to their competitors.
Okay.
But how does the LiveU compare to the AviWest Air series? I've used LiveU as a freelancer with another media company, and I like the size and ease of use.
Yeah, we're much better, of course. That's what I'm going to say first off. But I've never used that product, and I've been here with LiveU for 5 years, and I've never come up against it with the LiveU Solo. So I'm not sure. I really can't comment on it just because I don't really know it. But I will say that the highlights of our product, I will say this, right? 1, lightweight portability. Number 2, 3-hour battery life. Number 3, and probably should have been number 1, is LiveU reliable transport. That is probably the biggest thing that we're known for: the image quality, the reliability, the redundancy. Those are huge things for us. And then just the sheer number of units that are out there in use today, and the number of companies that I described early on in my PowerPoint, the types of companies and the volume of users that we have in the space already. We've been around since 2006. We invented the space for bonded cellular transmission, and so take that for what it's worth, I guess. But not knowing the product and not knowing anything about it, and really not knowing anybody who's using it, I wish I could give you more details, but I just can't. Sorry.